Welcome to Away Days, where I will shine a light on some of Scotland's most underrated and overlooked football outings. Episode 8 we head to the northernmost city in the UK, and capital of the Highlands, Inverness. Prior to 1994, there were 3 Inverness-based clubs that competed in the Highland League: Caledonian, Caledonian and Thistle. All 3 were locally successful, but with improved road links to the Central Belt and the Scottish Football League opening up 2 spots for application, the possibility of bringing professional football to the Highlands became a real option. Caledonian and Thistle made the controversial decision to merge. The union was met with protests. It was noisy. It was messy. But they were granted a place alongside local rivals Ross County into the new 3rd Division. We've got pros and cons. A unified Inverness team would be more competitive and have room to grow alongside the expanding population of the city. However, over 200 years of combined history was finished. An intense rivalry was no more. Players on each side didn't even know if the new club would retain them, and a lot of dissent from fans of both sides, many of whom still refuse to acknowledge Inverness Celtic Thistle's existence. The 2 teams separated by the river found a new home in the Longman area of Inverness. The Caledonian Stadium is located next to the Keswick Bridge that crosses the Bewley Firth. Those fans that came to support the newly formed Caledonian Thistle were rewarded with 2 successive promotions. A wee fact for you. The Millennium season saw Cali legend Barry Wilson score the last goal of the century in Scotland in a 4-1 win over Clydebank. He then scored the first goal of the new century at Livingston. Then came the big one. A game against Celtic, Inverness would win 3-1 at Parkhead, prompting the headline that would make them famous up and down the UK. Super Cali go ballistic, Celtic are atrocious. In late January 2001, after a Scottish Cup match against Ayr United, in which Cali Thistle overturned a 3-0 deficit to win 4-3, fans were asked if they would change the name of the club to Inverness City to reflect the newly granted city status. It was overwhelmingly rejected, with over 72% of the votes being against. Weird timing, as it was just shy of a year since they gubbed Celtic in the Cup. The name Inverness City would then be taken by an amateur side in the city, which is now defunct. After the SPFL introduced the minimum stadium seating requirements to be 6,000, major shareholder in the club, Tulloch, took it upon themselves to get the Caledonian stadium up to standards, rapidly expanding the ground and building 2 new stands. They completed this in just 47 days in order to get the club ready for the Premiership. Cali have the rather unwanted record of having the most points for a relegated team in the top flight. They were sent down in 2009 with 37 points, under the management of former England international Teddy Butcher. Inverness competed in the top flight from 2010 to 2017, but they hit new heights when a 10-man Inverness team won the Scotch Cup by beating Falkirk 2-1 at the home of Scottish football, Hampden Park. A late James Vincent goal gave the Cali Jags the greatest moment in their history. They also finished third that season, behind the usual suspects, meaning Inverness Cali had gone from the Highland League to playing European football. Technically. The team are currently in the Championship, the second division, and if it weren't for an injury crisis at the end of last season, they would have been promoted. The Cali Jags have made a lot of memories in their first couple of decades, and there are many more good times to come to the Highlands, I'm sure. Food and drink wise, you can't go wrong with a Black Isle bar. Great pizza and organic craft beer. Perfect for a football hipster like myself. But if you fancy something a little different, there's plenty of other choices. The Ullavesh Distillery and Tap Room, Johnny Fox's, Gellian's, Castle Tavern, and Old Reliable Spoons. All within a walking distance of the train station. It would be remiss of me not to mention the sacking of Billy Dodds. After leading the Cali Jags to the Scottish Cup final last season, a poor run of form as the club looking for a new gaffer. Plenty of names have been thrown around. Could we see the return of Yogi Hughes? Perhaps Callum Davidson, St Johnstone's double winning manager? Or even Celtic legend Bruni? By the time this episode is released, it's likely there'll be a new boss in the Highlands. Whoever it may be, they'll have a tough task in returning the club to where they belong. Thanks for joining me in Inverness. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe for more Scottish football away days.